Alright, we just finished our lesson on JavaScript variables. We learned that they can be thought of as containers to store data values, like putting items in storage and then labeling the box so we have a way of accessing the contents based on its title. We learned about parameters for naming variables, as they have to begin with a letter, $, or underscore. We also looked at the best practice of camel casing our variables when they are more than one word. Since this will be our first time using the Google Chrome developer tools, I'll walk you through the process for getting started. This is our JavaScript playground, and where we will be spending the majority of our coding together in the lab. Go ahead and open up the Google Chrome console. You will see a hamburger icon in the upper right-hand corner consisting of 3 horizontal lines. Go ahead and click that and hover over More Tools, and click that. Finally, hover over Developer Tools and click that as well. Make sure you are in the console. The shortcut that I recommend you memorizing for this using a Mac is Command-Option-J, and on Windows it is Control-Shift-J. Let's do that real quick and see that it closes the window. Then let's do that one more time to open the window back up. Depending on what page you are in, the console might be a bit active. The best way to prevent any kind of interference is to go to the address bar and to enter about, blank. This will give you an empty screen. And then you can slide the console open to have more space to work in. I'll go ahead and repeat that in the next couple videos, and it will soon be natural for you too. Let's do one quick refresher of our lesson content. Feel free to code along. We begin every variable with the keyword var. This is a reserved word in JavaScript that lets the interpreter know that we are creating a variable. We then give the variable a name, also known as the identifier or target. Then we place a data value without having to label the type of value because JavaScript is dynamically typed. And then it is best practice to end the variable declaration with a semicolon. For our lab challenge, I'm going to write out several variables that will either be invalid or bad practice, and I want you to change them to valid and best practice. A couple tips for working in the console. If your console is getting too full, type in clear with open and closing parentheses to empty it out. Everything you have entered is still available in memory. Lastly, if you want to bring up something you just typed, you can press the up arrow and it will recover your latest commands. Go ahead and pause the video and write these the right way. Alright, how'd it go? Let's fix these invalid or bad practice variables with some possible solutions. In our first example, we can see that the variable starts with a number, making it an invalid variable. A possible solution could be to change it to var pet1 equals bear, as numbers are okay in the variable, as long as they aren't the first character. Our next 2 examples are valid variable names, but they aren't best practice. When we have more than one word, we want to do camel case, where the first word is all lowercase, and all words following have the first letter capitalized. Next, we have an invalid variable, because it is 2 words separated by a space. We have a few options to choose from. We can connect them with an underscore or simply just camel case them together. Our last example was an invalid JavaScript variable because a JavaScript keyword var was used for the variable name. To solve this, we can enter anything but a JavaScript reserved word. Ideally, we want the variable to hint at the data it contains. So we could do var travel equals car. That's it for our lab time. We'll see you in our next lesson.